My name is Kelsey Sheedy. I am a St. Louis University student in the occupational therapy program. I found out that the women in my family have a history of being in the healthcare field through my Genogram project, and this influenced me to choose occupational therapy as my choice in career. Through the Genogram project, I also learned a lot of other things about my family and myself. I learned that I enjoy shooting guns and that the hobby stemmed from my grandparents. I also learned that my family resides mostly in rural areas because of our love for nature. And most importantly, we use any great news as an excuse to celebrate. Here we are celebrating the news that a family member is having a baby. Through my occupational science classes, I have learned a lot about St. Louis and its inhabitants. In my OCS 3720 class, I have the opportunity to visit North St. Louis. In North St. Louis, there tends to be high poverty and crime rates. At SLU, we are told not to go to North St. Louis because of safety reasons. But after stepping out of my comfort zone and attending Better Family Life, which is a facility to help people get off the streets, I understood that the people in North St. Louis were just like everyone else. They go to school, go to the store, and have families. Also, from my Critical Perspectives class, I have learned that people in this area experience forms of injustice. Some of these injustices are alienation and apartheid. Alienation is when someone participates in an occupation that is meaningless to them and brings them no sense of reward. An example of alienation that people in North St. Louis might experience is drug dealing. A person might find no reward in doing this occupation, but it could be the only way for them to provide food for their family. The other term, apartheid, means withholding occupations from a person because of their race, gender, ethnicity, and so on. A person might experience apartheid in North St. Louis by a store refusing to locate in their area because of their financial status. This then makes it hard for people of this area to get groceries. This semester, I have learned a lot about cultural and injustice. My knowledge about culture will help me to be culturally competent within my workplace. Being culturally competent means that I am being aware that the people I will be seeing during therapy could be from a different culture than me, and I am adapting to that culture and understanding what they find meaningful. It is important to have this skill because I may think that it is important for them to do a certain task during therapy, but in their culture, the task could be done differently or is meaningless to them. In this situation, I am wasting their time and not being culturally aware. Also, like explained before, because of my OCS 3720 class, I am more conscious of when people are being treated unjust. Because I thoroughly know the terms of injustice, like marginalization, which is when a person is part of a group that is discriminated against, deprivation, which is when people are held back from participating in meaningful occupations due to reasons outside of their control, imbalance, when a person spends excessive time in one area of life at the expense of other areas, and apartheid and alienation. I am better prepared to spot when someone is experiencing one of these situations, and it is my job to help put an end to it, in hopes to better form a relationship with my client. After graduation, I see myself working at a prison. At the prison, I will be able to exercise my occupational science skills and advocate for the injustices that possibly could be held within the facility. I would like to focus on helping people make the transition from prison into the real world, because during these times they could experience feelings of imbalance because they usually are working so much to try and pay for a new home and all the bills that come along with it, and this could take away from their learning of other important life skills. I would like to help these people find a balance in their life and raise their chances of not going back to prison. Overall, this class has helped me to understand people and myself better in general. I believe because of this class and my characteristics as a person, that occupational therapy will truly be my dream job of relating to people on a deeper and more genuine level than most healthcare professionals can.